Hey, this is Steve Domenico in the Room podcast with number one ranked New England Bantamweight Pro MMA fighter and Cage Titans defending Bantamweight champion, Jay the Joker Perrin, man. Welcome to the show once again, bro. It's been a little while, man.
How you been, Steve? You
I,
know,
you see me, man. I've been staying busy, bud. I mean, you've been,
you are killing it,
yeah.
brother. You've been fucking all over the place,
I mean,
man.
you're doing your thing. You're in the basement.
Yep.
You're outside. You're hitting,
Yeah.
now I imagine you get to travel around a little bit and start training,
Yep.
kind of out of
Yep.
the darkness and not keeping it secret. So, Jay,
Yeah.
how's things been going behind the scene as far as training and getting in some work?
You know what? I've been trying to be, as vocal as I am on Instagram. I've been training far more than people think that I have. So I do the basement workouts, and I get where I can in because you're supposed to. I'm a professional, and I'm not going to ever be out of shape ever. But I train a lot more than people think that I do, and I just don't feel the need to share it right now. So. Uh, I'll be back, and whenever they give me the call, wherever the fuck I should go, I'll be ready for whatever. So yeah, I've been training a bunch, but I've been working a lot too, because obviously I'm trying to save up for this road trip that I'm going on.
So I understand you're at your job right now. You're just getting off, so I appreciate you giving us some time while you're working, basically, making some money to get on this trip. So let's talk a little bit about this trip and how you decided to kind of take off. And have you ever done something like this? Traveled and went to other camps and cross train like this?
Other than for the contender series, no. I train with Syndicate MMA mostly. Whenever I went out there, and I went to Vegas like 3 or 4 times for the contender series last year, so that was kind of like cross training. But I've never done like a road trip like this, and I'm getting older. I'm 27 now, and with COVID and everything, and I get that things are opening up now, but Boston is a little bit slow, and I'm trying to get my career going, and I think it's time for me to put myself in rooms with world champions and see where I'm at. And not only that, but try and make a good impression on some of these legendary coaches I'm going to go try and see and see if there's top 15 guys in there where I match up with them. And I'm just trying to see the world a little bit and gain some knowledge on the way and make an impression. And I want these coaches to see me and know who I am. So that's pretty much the basis for it.
Now, I know there's some fighters that go to camps. If I was, I've talked to New England fighters that, go in Jackson Wink, stayed there for, a month up to that time. I mean, how are you planning this? Have you got in touch with the gyms? Do you know exactly
Yep.
where you're going?
So I've already talked to, so my coach Andy's talked to Dwayne Ludwig for me, and also Duke Rufus. So I'm going to be headed to Milwaukee first to go to Rufus Sport, and then I'm going to be for a few weeks, and then I'm going to go to Dwayne's for a little bit. That'll probably be my shortest part of my trip, but most of what I'll be doing will be in Vegas at Syndicate MMA with John Wood, and I already texted him, and me and him talk back and forth a lot. He's a good guy, and he invited me back. We did a lot of good work last year when I was out there in Vegas, so I made a lot of friends there. Like Roxanne Modafferi came in for her Macy Barber fight. Actually, she came to sit for a training session or two, and I helped coach her through some things, and she sparred with us, and so I've made Christopher Curtis and all them. I'm really close with all of them out there. They're really cool people, so I'll be training a lot under John Wood mostly, but I really want to dip my toes in the waters of cross training with real world class talent. Not to say that I don't love my home or that I'm like leaving my home in Sigatong, Boston, but I think it's good for high level athletes to not I want to be not just the best MMA fighter in my gym. Now, am I saying that I'm not. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that I want to challenge myself in different ways, and I think that I love my training partners, and they push me every single day, every training session. But when you get used to people's styles, it's hard to tell whether you're progressing or you're just getting used to what you're getting used to. So, I can spar the same guy 1,000 times, but I might not change anything. I'm just sparring how I spar him. So, it's just, I just want variety, and, I got my wanderlust on right now. So I've always wanted to travel around the country and see what I can do with that. So this is just the perfect opportunity.
Excellent. Is anyone going with you? Is this a solo trip? What's going on? And how you traveling and all that other stuff?
Oh, so the big part of this, anything with travel is like staying places and expenses and food and what you're gonna do. So I knew that I couldn't afford a plane ticket to three different places. So my friend actually has an RV that he had fixed up, and he said, "Hey man, if you want to use this, you can use it for as long as you need to or as long as you want." Um, and so that's how I'm going to do it. So it's a pretty big RV. It's the size of a regular school bus. Six. I have two of my buddies, Luke, and obviously everybody's favorite Cage Titans groupie, Aunt Dowling, will be coming with me. So
Hey, you better bring
yeah.
you better bring bail money, brother.
Oh no, dude! I'll leave him in the middle of the fucking Mojave Desert. I don't give a shit. He can. I really don't care. He better not act up like all that. He better bring his own goddamn bail money.
That's awesome.
That's all I'm saying. But no, I have my buddy Luke, and Ann obviously are coming. Just so I'm not alone. Honestly, it's that's still up to them. If they can't come, then I'm still gonna go. So, it's just nice to have company. Um, but no matter what, I am going to do this. I need to for like myself and just to get out of New England for a little bit. I've never really been out of New England for a really long time, and I don't want to be one of those guys that only lived or saw one city in his life and grows up to be like 55 or 60 years old and is like, hey man, I probably should have just done this when I was younger. So it's one of those things. It's trying to put my foot in the door and also check some bucket list stuff off. So I'll be seeing the country and telling everybody what I'm doing while I'm out there. But that's pretty much it. So if I find that I like one gym particularly and I don't want to leave there, then I'll fucking stay there the whole month. But I've planned it out pretty well. The route's already done. I have the GoFundMe obviously, which has been way more successful than I thought it would be, which is mind blowing, honestly. And I'm working over 40 hours a week right now. Obviously I'm still at my job, cleaning up so I could do this. So yeah, money's good right now, and the trip is going smoothly. I'm just kind of waiting for something to fuck it up, you know what I mean? So other than that, everything's
Jake,
great so far.
Godzilla's coming in August, man, so you better
I
get
know, dude, it's fucking, anime characters are gonna become real and people are gonna shoot lasers out of their hands and shit. And,
awesome.
It's just gonna be bedlam. Aliens exist, and I think that we overshot that one when that shit when that came out, everybody just ignored it. But
that's because everyone believes it. Everyone believes it. It's not gonna be a shock if they see an alien come flying around. Like we've been expecting.
I'm just saying that the government had to try and ease us with something, and they were like, "Hey man, aliens exist," and we were like,
"Hey,
yeah, we know that. Whatever, fuck it, we know that." And then we just totally blew right over it. I'm like, "What? Wait a minute."
Today I could have sworn somebody put up a fake killer hornet with a stinger the size of like a penis.
Yeah, the murder wasps or whatever the fuck they are.
It had a stinger the size of a fucking bat. I'm like, where'd you get that thing?
That can't be real. That's like a movie monster.
Yeah, that's not. It's not happening.
It's a fucking Pokemon size hornet. I'm all set.
Fucking nuts.
Man. I don't need that.
So, dude, when's this? When you taking off on this? Now, I was gonna mention Donald Cerrone. He travels around in a fucking like a luxury Winnebago.
Yeah. I can't. I'm not Donald Cerrone,
no.
So I can afford like a poor man's type thing. But It's nice for me, dude. I mean, it's a nice RV, but. John Wood also was in Cowboys camps prior to this, so I mean, they work together a lot. Maybe I'll see him. Maybe I'll see some people from the BMF ranch. I'm not really sure. I just know that I'm going to be working with world-class people, and that really, really makes me happy. Because I'm going to a lot of striking gyms if you haven't figured it out, because I really want to fucking start knocking everybody out. So that's basically my plan, is to sharpen my striking and gain some knowledge around the country from everybody that I can, and when the call comes in, I'll have so much more to give to my camps and to my, if I make these connections, then who's to say I can't go out to, if I have an 8-week camp, I don't spend the first month at one of these gyms, and then I come home and I fucking finish the camp there. You know what I mean? These are just things you see. Jojo Giannetti goes to AKA for some stuff, and things like that. I'm following him. Not to say that I copy anybody from South Shore ever, but but Joe, like things like that are a thing. If you want to get better, you got to put yourself in those positions, and that's what I'm trying to do. And if I can go train with Sergio Pettis for a week and a half, 2 weeks, then why not? Why wouldn't I go do that and see where I stack up with him? He's fucking killing it in Bellator right now. Or even Tyron Woodley, even though I hope, I called him a thick bitch one time.
Yeah,
I
he's a
hope
big
that,
dude,
yeah,
man.
he'll be there. And, things like that. If I go to Dwayne Ludwig's, I've always loved Dwayne's system. I'm not going to say I'm going to work with TJ, but like his coach alone, if I can get any kind of drilling from him and learn anything from him, then I'll be that much better. So this is all a skills journey and making networking decisions and trying to be a businessman about this as well as being a martial artist. So I'm going to go out there and represent New England the best that I can. And then maybe one of them's like, hey man, you got the fucking stuff, and we'll see where it goes from there. If they some people get invited to stay, maybe I'll get invited to stay and
Yeah.
they see something in me. It's just a leap, and I'm trying to do it. And if I get anything out of it, great. If I don't, then whatever, I'll come home and I'll be better for it. And there's nobody in New England that's going to run the table on me. There's only a few people in my weight class right now that are even remotely on my level, and the only one person in my mind is Dennis Paiva and me are the only two number ones in this weight class. I wouldn't say I'm the only king of this weight class. I'd say Dennis is too, and that's really that's my brother too. You'll never see that fight. That's my brother for life. We'll never fight each other before that question's asked.
So that was going to be my question, because you talked about representing the area, New England, when you take off on this journey. How good does it feel to finally get recognized and you are the number one bantamweight in New England? Like when that came out, I mean, did that just? I mean, you knew it in your heart and in your mind and what you've done in your fights here. But when it came out and it was like right there to see, man, did that make you feel good? Like, hey, fans voted, media voted, and promotions voted for this.
It's honestly, dude, it's really nice. It's like the old ranking system kind of sucked because there were so many different lists by so many different people, and it was really subjective to the person that was writing them. So to have a collective unit do it was really cool. And I've been number one before. I was, I was number one as an amateur too, and people forget about that, I think. So I always thought I was number one. I always thought I was capable of being number one. It's really humbling, and it makes me know that I'm working hard and that I'm not, something I'm doing is right. I learned from my contender fight that I shouldn't rest on my laurels because, that just because I think I deserve something doesn't mean that I don't, or that I do, pardon. So it's really nice, but it paints a target on my back. And honestly, I like the target. I like having a target on my back. I really do. It forces me to get up every day. And because nobody's, like I said, I'll say it 1,000 times, nobody on my best day is just going to whoop my ass. So, having people gunning for me and saying, I'm not number one, I should be number one, and they're working their asses off to beat me or to just surpass me at all, not even just beat me in a fight, just be better than me. It's just something that I can't allow. I can't just lay down. So I admire all those people that didn't get ranked at number one even more than I admire myself because they're pushing to get my spot. And so I'm going to have to earn it. I have to keep it. To be a king, you have to stay the king. So, I hope those guys keep pushing and keep fucking working hard because the harder they work, the harder I work, and the less sleep that I get. So keep it up, boys. But king's a king for a reason.
Excellent. Well, Jay, let's talk a little bit about the UFC and what's going on, because you are taking off. I mean, it could be in no time you're ready to go. In one of these camps, representing one of these camps. I mean, what's your outlook for as far as what do you think's going to happen in the next 2 months? Do you think with the Contender Series and all this, do you think you have a shot at this point to get on that Contender Series again, or get a call up to Fight Island or one of these cards coming up?
Shit, give me that fucking island fight, baby. Come on now. I'm trying to find Jorge on that goddamn yacht that he's been posting on. Let's go. I don't give a fuck if I win the fight or not. I'm hopping on that yacht. No, I would, if I'm being realistic, if it's really anything, it'll probably be a Contender Series fight again. But honestly, I don't care, man. LFA, Cage Titans, fucking wherever you want to put me, I'm ready to go. I found a new. I think I found myself again. In my personal life, I was having a lot of troubles and mentally and emotionally, and I think that really distracted me more than I thought that it did. And I think the quarantine gave my body and my mind a lot of time to rest and really think about what I want and who I am as a person. And I think I found myself again, the kid that I was a few years ago when I was first starting. So I'm training smarter. I'm trying to use my mind more than just be a meathead about things. And I don't know. I listen to my team, and they tell me that they're doing everything they can for me, and that's all I can trust the process. I can only be prepared for what they shoot at me. And Iridium Sports has been great for me in my sponsorships. I've never had so many sponsors in my life that give me shit and help me prepare. So whenever my agent gives me the call and says, hey man, we need you here on this date and we need you to get all this done, then I'm gonna fucking absolutely go and do that wherever it is, be it defending my belts or moving on to the UFC or getting a call anywhere else. I'm going to be ready. So that's all I can really focus on is being in shape and mentally prepared to go to war pretty much at any time.
Awesome. Last question, Jay.
Yes, sir.
You talked about fighting for these. I mean, if you don't get the call, the contender, I mean, you'll come back and you'll fight. Defend your belt, fight for
Yep.
a bigger promotion. We just had some news today that Bellator is possibly having cards regularly at Mohegan Sun for maybe a couple of months up until September. With the first card, we think in July 24th. Is that a possibility for you, like to come back? If that's still going on, would you fight for them? Or is it mostly, if you come back to New England, it's going to be for Cage Titans and, but is Bellator on the table too if you got a matchup? And say it's a New England matchup that one of these other guys on the rankings here, other than Dennis Piver, maybe put you in Bellator with that fight.
If I'm completely honest, dude, I've lost twice at Bellator now, and they might have been a few years ago, but I don't know if Bellator will call me again. If they do, then they do. But I would take a fight with any big level promotion. It doesn't, if that thwarts me from getting other places, well, fortunately, we're in a place in MMA where the UFC is not the only place where you can make good money doing this type of thing. So, I mean, whoever they want me to fight, like you said, like if you've ever known me, dude, people say you're gonna fight this guy on this date, and usually the question is, all right, sweet. You know what I mean? It's all right. Tell me where to go and who I'm fighting, and I'll prepare for it. They might call me. Shit, if they're doing that many, I didn't know they were. I thought they were only doing one. I only heard the one. If I'm gonna go out there and the first one is July 24th, say they say, hey, Bellator wants you on the 24th, then the entire month is going to be spent. This road trip is going to be spent preparing for that fight. So it'll be taken incredibly seriously. But if it's not, do you know what I mean? Like if it's I really don't see it happening in July because think about the quality of camp I'm going to have.
Yeah, exactly.
I fight in Boston. I train in Boston, and like my sit's not even open yet. It's not even really open yet. I've gotten one-on-one sessions, and I've gone to defensive edge, and they've really been helping me. Fernanda and Max and Connor Barry have opened. Rick Alford have opened the gym for me to use, and that's where I've been getting a lot of my work in. So it's really it's one thing to take a fight for the sake of the opportunity. It's another thing to be completely unprepared for something and just go in blindly because you think it's the only opportunity you're going to have. I'm in a good position where I could get an offer from anybody. So it really depends on the quality of my camp. I'm at a point in my career that I can't just start taking fights for no fucking reason, for pride or, he said, she said, or, fighters fight. If it doesn't make sense, then I'm not going to fucking do it. It's my career. And if there's not enough time for me to actively and genuinely prepare for a fight, then I'm not going to do it. That doesn't make any sense for me. It's my career, not anybody else's. So we'll see, whoever gives me a call first is going to be the head seat on the table. I haven't heard shit from anybody. So we'll see. You know what I mean? All I got to do is be ready. And yeah, goddamn right, I am always ready. So we'll see where it goes. I'm just taking it one day at a time and relaxing and enjoying my sport again. And I'm watching all these other guys behind me. They push me 100 times more than they think they do. Even when they think they're gunning for me, they're just pushing me to do better. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm optimistic. I think that I'll fight by the end of the year. Yeah. I wanted to fight 4 times this year. Obviously, that's really not going to happen. So if I get one more in by the end of the year, I'll be happy enough. And if I can get that win and it's not in the UFC, one more win, I'm hoping should propel me to that. If it's not the Contender Series, I'm really rooting for the new Tough Series to be at 45 so that I could try out for that one. So I'm going to try out and do that if that's the thing for me. But if not, we'll see where it goes.
Excellent, my man. Well, Jay, always a pleasure talking to you, man. Always great conversation. Always a lot of information out of you, man.
Yep.
Congratulations on, getting the backing and the support and doing what you want to do to get you to that next level, brother. We'll be following you all over social media because I know you'll be, we'll look forward to everywhere you're going and who you're training with and, the news, what can happen while you're out there, brother. It's all great, man.
It's going to be a wonderful trip, and I'm really happy for it. And you know what? You don't thank me, guys. I should thank you guys. You guys are the ones that voted me number one. That's completely up to you guys, not up to me. So I really thank you guys for all the support. And for the first time in my career, it actually really feels like I have a fan base and like people that support me. So that's really cool to know that people consider me the top of the top, because my division is full of killers. Even if I don't like some of the people in it, their work will speak for themselves. So to be considered the best of those people is really an honor. And it means that if I should go forward in my career anywhere else, that I have to put New England on my back. And just like Calvin and just like Rob and just like Kyle Bachman, all those people that have already gone there, it's my turn to wear the badge and go forward and represent us the way that we should. And that's a bunch of fucking gangsters from the Northeast. So, wherever it goes, wherever I go, I wear the New England badge of honor very, very, very proudly. So, thank you guys, and I appreciate it. And when I go out there, y'all have all the updates and know what I'm doing. And if any fight announcements come that makes me, stay out there for a little bit, then you guys will be the first to know. And bang, bang, sit gang all day. Doesn't matter where the fuck I go. I'm Delagrati Death Squad till I fucking die, baby. Let's go.
Awesome,
all right, that's the rest I gotta say.
You want to give a shout out to any sponsors, or are we all good with that?
Oh yeah. Obviously, Lineage Vapors. I'm fucking here. You want to buy some vape stuff? There's some CBD behind me. But that's actually one of my sponsors. Is my job. I would say Iridium Sports Agency for So Right. Get the So Right if you want to. If all of them. Complex USA for sending me those massage guns and all that other stuff. All my sponsors are really cool, man. Garden of Life. I've switched to the vegan protein thing. I've never felt better. So everybody's been great. And I feel like I'm a rejuvenated man, and that makes me a dangerous man because of all the support that I get. Gives me a strength I never thought that I'd get. So whenever I return, whenever it should be, the crown will be firmly placed atop my head, and I will defend my ground to the death if I have to. But you're going to find a totally different, totally rejuvenated Jay Perrin the next time you see him in the ring.
Well, there you go. New England and beyond. Jay the Joker Perrin is hitting the road in a Winnebago with an entourage.
With two dudes. Let's go.
With an entourage from New England to protect him. Jay, always a pleasure, man. You have a great night, man, and we'll talk and we'll catch up while you're on the road, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me, man.
All right, man. You have a great night.
You too, brother.
Later. We out of here, New England. See ya next week. Take care, Jay.
You too, brother.
Boom.